Competency-Based Training for Industrial Leaders. What's it all about? Hi folks, my name is Kirk Langford. I'm the General Manager here at Unique Training and Development and Frontline Leadership Systems. And today we're talking about Competency-Based Training, also known as CBT. Competency-based training is a strategic learning method where the focal point is the competencies of the leaders. Now, when we talk about competencies, what we're talking about is the leader's behaviors or outcomes that's required by the organization for a leader to be able to perform. And they have to be able to perform these things both consistently and confidently. So it's honing in on specific, again, competencies or behaviors and outcomes that are going to directly drive the performance and ensure the success of both the team that leader is leading, as well as the global or the greater organization. All right. Now, it's a proactive approach, which means that we're not really waiting for the leaders to learn things and then seeing how they do and then coming back and hoping they do better. Instead, we're proactively saying, here's the competencies that you need to be mastering, that you need to be working on. Let's get a plan in place to set that up, and then they go ahead and they work on those. So it's a very proactive approach as opposed to waiting for something that is more passive and just seeing what the leader takes in. So as an example, you might be a shop leader, a frontline leader, and you need to be able to solve problems on the shop floor, and you need your team to be able to solve problems on the shop floor. The training that they receive should help them do the task more effectively and get the desired results that the organization is looking for. So the competency-based training around that is going to identify that we need them to be able to solve problems on the shop floor on their own. And it's going to make sure that by the end of it, they're able to do that with little assistance from the leader. So we might have training that focuses on communicating effectively with the people on the shop floor. It might talk about how to work through conflict that might arise as we're trying to problem solve. And it's going to talk about problem resolution in general. So we're taking very specific pieces of training, combining them together to ensure that we're meeting that competency, that the behaviors and outcomes are going to be met at the end. All right. We know that organizations want their operational priorities to drive their training efforts. And so training that increases both employee engagement as well as business performance is optimal. It's what we're really looking for. Training for the sake of training, it's something that we've probably all been put through at one point or another, but we know that that doesn't drive engagement. It's not very interesting. It's often not practical or applicable. And so what CBT or competency-based training does is it ensures that the training that we are receiving is very much aligned with what we need to be able to do as a leader, and it makes sure that it's something that is both engaging and interesting, and that it drives or improves our business results. So how do you build a competency-based training plan? That might be your first question. Well, there's two key steps you want to think about. The first one is identify the competencies or areas of improvement that are specific to the work your leaders are expected to perform. Now, specific is important here. If it's too vague or too generic, you're not going to accomplish the goal that you're looking for. So think of operational priorities that your organization has and what the training needs to be in order to allow your leaders to align their teams to those priorities in order to drive the results the company's looking for. The second step is determine the best way to build on those skills, and then prioritize your training efforts on the competencies that will lead to better impact on operating performance, but also employee engagement and ultimately on business results. So again, step one, identify the specific competencies or areas of improvement. And then step two, determine the best way to actually build those specific competencies that you identified. Now, the reality is that most organizations don't have much internal expertise to develop their leaders in this way because it's generally not a core strength. So that's why a lot of companies partner with an external training and development company or organization. It can bring a quicker impact than trying to build those competency models on their own than if they have an external curriculum. And that's where we come in. So you can start by, first of all, reading the rest of this week's blog article, which is all about competency-based training for industrial leaders development at uniquedevelopment.com. And then after that, feel free to reach out, give us a call or an email, or drop us a line on our website at uniquedevelopment.com to talk about how we can help your organization develop exceptional competency-based training that'll drive the results your organization is looking for.